We didn't get any music.
No music. All right. We're here. We're live. Hopefully, we can answer some of your questions. Next week, you get the TC show, not me. I'm on the road.
Just me. It's gonna be
Just
fun,
TC.
guys.
Maybe a special guest. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe. But I'm going to go drive to Michigan and see the world's largest shotgun because it fires bowling balls.
That's
At least this is what someone told me. I don't know. I'm going to Carhenge.
That is, yeah.
I'm more excited to go to Carhenge. I'm going to summon up the ghost of a 1978 Pinto. I'm going to summon it out of Carhenge. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
I mean, you're gonna do it the coolest way you possibly can, is not getting on the interstate and just seeing everything out there. Like,
yeah, I'm driving from here or through Silverthorne up through Walden, over above Fort so like Loveland area, up to Wyoming, across, hit the corner in Nebraska, Carhenge, cut up, Corn Palace. I think I'm going to the Corn Palace. I'm not sure. It's kind of out of the way. And then I'm cutting across, and then that should get me. And then I'll go up through South Dakota, across Wisconsin, Minnesota, through the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Mackinac straight down, hit the corner of Ohio, follow the Great Lakes, stopping at all the lighthouses I can, because Toledo fucking sucks. This is the worst city to drive in. It's like
I've never
driving in
been, so
Baltimore. So fucking bad. It's awful. You'll be going and it'll be like 2 lanes, and you're like, this is cool. And suddenly it's 6 lanes with an on ramp and some dude, no turn signal, just cutting across like that scene from Family Guy. I turn left
yeah.
now, everybody, good luck, and just. And then someone like 3 miles down the road will hit their brake light, hit their brakes. They see the lights, and then it'll be like a 40-car pileup, and you're just like doing this. It's fucking awful. Oh, and the roads are just shit. The whole thing's shit. So yeah,
It's a lawless
that's
place.
yeah, it's not fucking fun. So yeah, I'm gonna do that drive. It's like 2,000 miles. It's fine. Go back. Talked to my mom last night, and she's trying to figure out what to do with my dad's ashes. And I was like, well, we go take a handful and we go out on the boat and we'd be like, drowned, asshole. And we throw him in the lake. And then we take him to the shooting range and we shoot him. We're like, we're going to shoot you, asshole. And my mom was like, how about we drive? Because we got like a Polaris Ranger. She's like, you and your brother drive it, and I'll stand in the back of the dump bed and just. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, and then we'll take a little bit to the dump because it was his favorite place to go. We'll throw him in the dump.
Get a
Just
harness for her so she doesn't
dad
fall out.
everywhere. Just like, I don't know. This is a woman that almost threw his ashes away by accident.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
When you're doing some house cleaning and you're in the zone, shit's just going everywhere.
Yeah, no. She's like, where's your father? And she's like, oh God, Rick. So we do have a poll this week. Have you pre-ordered your FASE bindings? Yes, no, FASE, what's that? Bought one of each. Yeah, so they're doing pre-orders on FASE. You should get on it now if you're looking to get them. We do have links down in the description below for this. It's also a Labor Day weekend, so there's going to be a lot of sales. We've got Saturday, I'll have the weekly sales post put up. There's going to be a bunch of great deals in there. One of our local shops, Base Mountain Sports, having crazy deals in store here in Breckenridge, 70% off. Go in and see Nick and Creston, slap them a high five, tell them we sent you.
If you can't make it in
Sports, use code Angry Snowboarder and save an extra 10%.
So. On this year and already sale stuff as well, so you get double dip on that one if you need.
Yep, that's a good one too. So, but yeah, so there's that going on. So there's a bunch of deals. Hopefully you guys caught this week's top 5 most underhyped or undermarketed or underrated, if you will, snowboards. That went up yesterday. So that was a good one. And if you haven't caught TC's interview with Maurizio Mullen from Mullen from Nidecker, you should go check that out. It's a good hour of serious boot talk. So got that one. But yeah, let's it's funny because we got this one from XT. TC's interview with Maurizio confirms Nidecker has great boots, great binding choices, but what about their boards? They're not making top fives. There's two of them in this week's top five.
Yeah.
There's two of them. You got the
like,
and the sensor team in there.
Yeah, I was like, they're in a lot, I feel like. I was like, they did pretty well this year, all things considered. Yeah.
Considering, yeah, like they did. Like, yeah, they're fine.
I honestly think their bindings are their weakest facet of what they make. Like, their boots are great, their boards are amazing, like, and their bindings, they're solid, but they need a little revamp to really be on that top tier with their boots and their boards.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to Tom Pelly, their head of marketing, and TM guy, and I straight up said that to him. I go, your bindings are where you lack. And he goes, well, we added high back rotation to the K-On Pro. And I was like, and it's, whoop do you fucking do? I don't rotate my high back. I was like, I want a better riding binding. That's what I want.
Yeah, and it honestly, it wouldn't take a lot to change their binding to make it better. It would literally take probably 20 cents of foam and a slight mill on it, and it would be a great binding. So
or I like your
idea.
Take the Trace Pro from Rome and take like the Chaos heel wrap and just and pull them out of the Bataleon Rome line and give them to Nidecker and be like, those are your bindings. There you go. And that's what I would do. And they would be great. Yeah. They would be great. They'd be perfect for Nidecker. So
keep the straps, keep the high back. Those are solid. And just take that chassis. And now you're saving money because you don't have to come up with your own chassis.
Yeah, but you don't have to retool it. All you're going to do is rebrand stuff that you have, and then that saves you on that money. And you can pull your, because I do like their heel straps. I do like their heel straps.
Yeah, they're solid.
Their toe strap is solid, and their high back is too high though.
I can see that.
Like on the K-On Pro, that thing was like that much lower than my liner that sticks above in the back of my boot, and I was like, Jesus, that thing is high. So
yeah, we don't need the skybacks anymore. We're past that.
I don't need that. So but yeah, that was kind of one of the things that I noticed, and I was just like, yeah. So all right, we'll take this one from Michael Jackson. Uncle Avran, Cousin TC, you guys think the new Union Ultras would pair well with the Nitro Dinghy for deep Mount Baker days? Sure. It's going to be loose and fun. You're good.
Yep.
You're good. Okay. Now we got a phase question from Sklias OG. Hey guys, which phase binding for a 6'3", 235-pound, size 13, all mountain rider, groomers, trees, side hits, no park, to be paired with the S standard? Katana Stale.
Yeah.
It's got carbon in the
base. Based on pure size.
Yeah. Based on your stats, that's the one you want. And make sure you get the large, extra large. You're going to have to pull the heel cup out all the way on that.
And if you need any pointers on that, we do have the video for the regulars. It's the same exact thing. So just watch that video and you'll see how to make it bigger if you don't know already.
It's only 3 screws. It's 2 at the back, 1 at the front, and then you just pull it out to the wide, to the biggest one. But yeah, that's get the Katana, get the Stale one. And if you do look at the Blaster, you want the Blaster Pro, which is the Tor Lundstrom Pro model, which I didn't even know that existed. No one mentioned that, but it's got carbon in the base, just like the Katana Pro, but the straps aren't as stiff as the Katana in the heels. They just aren't as stiff as the Katana Pro, or the Katana Phase, not the Pro, Katana Phase. So, but that would be what I would do. So,
yeah, I had no idea that was a thing. I was like, wait a second, and then they were doing they're doing ASIM wraps too at Bataleon. I'm like, Batalion's doing everything now? They have
that is what their model is. It's an ASIM wrap. So
I thought they had the full wrap, and then it was ASIM just for the
It's ASIM wrap on both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd say some wrap on both. This is what happens when you ride the unibody and I ride the two-piece.
Yeah, that's true.
Hindsight probably should have made you ride the Blaster and then the Mercury phase, and I should have done the 32 and the Katana, but whatever.
Next year.
Next year. Yeah, exactly. Because you know, and then I did so someone pointed this out in our Discord, and then I stopped by Underground and I looked at it. You remember how I was talking about the toe strap was falling down on the Katana on stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So they built like the toe ladder now has this little piece that pops out, so it catches it so it doesn't fall all the way down. And I was like, genius, perfect. They solved the problem. So because like mine doesn't have that. The set that I have in the other room, I was looking at it, I was like, that doesn't have that.
No, and then after also talking with PD yesterday, he said like the Jones ones, they kind of retooled it after they got my feedback and a few other people's feedback. So the ankle strap is different on the one that I had compared to now production, and same with that chassis below. So
what sounds like it made it a strap.
They just made it more comfortable. So I think that green rim around the outside, it's softer now, so it's going to allow a little more flex. Where we talked about
like that exoskeleton that was super rigid, they went to a more malleable plastic.
Yeah, a little tackier one where I think you can sink your nail. Like what we talked about, where I was like, this would be a lot better if they made this part softer, like it should be. And same with the rim on the bottom, where I was like, just make it a little bit more pliable and it's not going to break or anything. And that's exactly what they did from the sounds of it. So everything's should be in tip-top shape for them too.
Which that's awesome. Like.
Mm-hmm. It's great that they were able to fix that issue so fast, like after we got yours, because that was back in January, and then for them to fix it that fast.
Out. He's like, I remember you talking about the toe problem on a live stream, and when I've seen it, I was like, damn, that was fast. Because he's the one that pointed it out in Discord. He's like, yeah, look at this, and I was like, what the hell is that piece? And I was like, and it's just a little piece of plastic that just comes out, and so instead of it going like this, it keeps it right about here in the angle, so you'll slide into it better. So I was like, yeah, that works. I was like, hell yeah. So yeah, FASE is doing some cool stuff, I think, with that. The fact that they were just like super fast on that. And then we'll follow this up with another FASE question from Do Better Pip. Hey fellas, I'm looking to buy the FASE Rome Katanas. I'll wear a size 10 Vans infused boot, and I'm wondering if I should buy the medium/large or the large XL, considering that the infuse has a bigger footprint than others. I think you want to run the medium large on that maxed all the way out, because that will theoretically it'll fit an 11, but 10.5 is pretty much the cutoff. So, and even with the infuse being a little chonkier, I still think that's where you want to be with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd still rather have it fit snug than not in that, especially going with the katanas where you want that more precision or precise ride. Where I think you're right on that. Like, and since you do have that like gator on top of the boot, I think that'll also help your foot slide in. So the chonkiness hopefully won't affect you too much. It just might be a little tight in the heel at first, but that'll break
it will. All Rome bindings, from what I've seen, it's right where the heel cup and the high back sit in there.
Yep.
It's the way that they sit. They have to like get used to having some pressure put on them. They kind of push out a little bit, so you get a little wear in the heel, and then because like this is an old set of Thraxis, and right there, that'll wear out a little bit, and then you get a little wear on that. It's just something to be aware of, and then after that, you should be good.
Honestly, no matter what binding I have, my boot does that too in any binding. Like I've noticed it a lot in union bindings for sure.
So
I've noticed it the most.
For me, what it was, so like that pair of boots, which I think those were on my first pair of black labels, and they got worn like that, if I remember correctly. They wear like that. The pair that I had last year never had any wear point in the back, because they'd been used so much that it pushed out. But then again, after 100+ days, I hope that they weren't doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Because unlike you, I just run the same bindings till they disintegrate.
Yeah. I like to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
You know?
P, I need another pair. Meanwhile, everyone's like, Avran, you want some? No, I'm good, man. I think I can get like another 500 days out of these.
Yeah. I mean, well, the only reason I got new Mercuries before was because they added that canting to them, which
Yeah.
I'd been asking for, and I'm not like you where I love canting, so that was just nice to have, and I was like, okay, cool. Instead of having to do my little cant trick where you put the soft pads on the inside and
Yeah.
auto cant it yourself, where it's like, okay,
Yeah,
but
let it compress.
yeah, exactly. Or it's like, okay, this kind of changes the ride.
Yeah. So
I did see one thing really quick to keep it
yeah,
on the phase train
let's keep going.
about, I mean, if you need to pre-order them, we do have links, and you could definitely go to Blower and Evo right now if you're in the
Yeah,
States.
the links are in the description. They're on the comparison video. They're in last Saturday's weekly sales. They're pinned comments on the phase comparison video and the easy entry comparison video. So there's plenty of links there. So you can pre-order them from those two shops. And we're trying to add more because evidently last week, like a late email went out and they're like, oh, we're allowing you shops to do pre-order. Because like I swear to God, Friday at noon, I could only find one link for a pre-order on Evo, and Friday or Saturday at like 5 in the afternoon, it was like, hey, FASE is up for pre-order. And I was like, fuck, gotta go make these links and get them out there. And we've been selling like 8 pairs a day right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
It's been good. I'm stoked, especially to see how well it's been received so far. Like people are excited for it, and I think you guys are going to be really happy with it when you do get them. Actually,
right. And then the other thing is, I talked to Dustin at Blower, and he's like, phases started off strong. I just reordered another 100 pairs.
perfect.
So
If you're really on the lookout,
if you're really
they
on the
got 'em.
lookout and you want to make sure you got them, I would go through Blower for sure, and you should be able to get them in there. So, which is good.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was a whole big thing, like just going through that. But to see them sell the way they're selling right now, it's like, oh, this reminds me of when the Skate Banana came out.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's fun to see a revolution happen again, you know? Because I remember when like Rocker came to be and everybody was just chomping at the bit to have anything with Rocker in it. And it's like, okay, like, so no, it's cool to see that we could still come up with good ideas and have them actually work.
yeah. So that was good. And we'll follow up with another phase question. This one's more for you from B Barker 2119. Doesn't look like the Mercury phase has skate tech. Will the Mercury phase get skate tech? If not, how do they compare without? Thanks.
I mean, we've talked about it before on here. They should be getting skate tech next year or possibly the year after, depending on how the sell through goes this year. But I mean, they have the same or very similar response. I won't say the toe to heel response is the same because you don't have skate tech on it, so you do notice that little bit of lag on the binding. But for the most part, like they do have enough in the high back to stay nice and rigid and really be able to control the board. So overall, very similar response. I think you have more of an upper response going on than that lower because Skate Tech makes that binding sit a little bit higher on your boot, giving you just a little bit less like rock back and forth when it comes to that lateral movement. And on these, the strap's a little bit stiffer. The high back feels very similar to it. So it does make up for it on there. So a little bit looser down low. Up top, you feel a little bit more response to it. So still nice and responsive. I'm still going to rock them again this year. And I mean, they work for me. So I like them a lot.
I've got a set of Katana phases I kind of want to do some stuff with before I give them away. So might do some things, some stuff and things. We'll see. I know that talking with Rome, they said they were down to give us product for Black Friday for the Streamathon. So I'm going to see if they'll throw in a set of Stale phases to give away or something. So
that'd be
gonna
sick.
try. I got to do a follow up with them. All right. So we got a super chat here from Kamenalu Allen. 154 pounds, size 7, ride a Lasso Pro boots. What size howler for the Pacific Northwest? I have a 156 Hovercraft 2.0. Not difficult getting that on edge. Thanks. I'd probably at the small. What is it? Is it a 57 that it comes in?
Yeah, I think so.
So you probably want actually was it 59 or 60 or something?
59, is it 59 wider than a 160 or
it's something like that. You don't need the wide with a size 7, obviously.
No.
But I would probably do the 57, honestly, at that weight. I think that would be good. Because if I still lived up at Stevens, the smallest I would go on that would be like I think it's a 61. But I would probably, I think the next size up is a 63. 63 would probably be the sweet spot for me in the Northwest. But yeah.
Yeah, that 57 would be perfect, I think. Like you should, it's narrower than the hovercraft, so you'll have zero issues with it.
Yeah. Oh, this is a fun one from Peter Dabrowski. What do you listen to on a 2K mile drive? Nothing. I raw dog that bitch. AM radio. Hey, listening to nothing but the sounds of the Bible Belt. Repent, sinners. I don't know. Usually just put on a synthwave playlist or an outrun playlist and just drive. Or I'll listen to the Hack the Movies podcast or Movie Dumpster because I like both of those. They're kind of funny. So, and they talk shit on really bad movies that I love. I love bad movies. Love bad movies. Like it's great. I love just listening to them talk about that shit. So it's kind of what I do. It's that kind of depends. Let's see. Okay, we'll take this one from Rich S. Worth picking up a pair of used black labels to have on one of my 5 boards. I love my current katanas. Much of a noticeable difference between the two. The only thing you're going to really notice is the high back is different, but the overall ride is going to pretty much feel the same, depending what year black label it is. If it has the old foam strap versus the Ox-Tech strap, that's the big difference. Like I run the old foam strap because I really like that strap more than although the new Ox-Tech strap for this season is good, but that's kind of the big difference. But if they're for sale for under $200 and they're in really good shape, I would do it for sure. So yeah. All right. Okay, let's take this one from Riley Robertson. Who are stiffer boards for? Not you if you're asking this question. Are they just based on rider ability level, or is it for the type of riding you do? Yes. It's for going fast.
To both.
It's for going fast. It's for having stability at speeds. It's for just having more power. It's for when you hit shit, you run over it or run right through it.
Yeah, it's for landing off of big drops, big jumps where you land a little backseated. It's going to keep you up. It's for taking
it's personal
lines.
Preference. Like if I was still up in Washington, I'd ride a stiffer board, but Colorado snow is so goddamn light, I don't need it.
Yeah,
I need something. I need something that is going to be easier to just pull up to the top because we sink so fast. Like up in the Northwest, you just use more speed and need something stiffer to cut through that Cascade concrete. So, yeah. Oh, let's see. I like this one from No Deal 134. We got the okay to sell FASE before the release. Go check your local shops. They might have them on shelves. We do. Why don't you tell us what shop you're at? Come on, man. Let's send people in. If you're paid commission, we can send people to you and make you more money.
Yeah.
Get with the program here. We love sending people to small shops. It's fine. You're not hurting us by saying your shop.
No.
Come on, man. Let's put some money in your pocket. There's plenty of money to go around for everyone. This is fine. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, we'll take this one from Caden. Katanas are air masters to bring for the Mind Expander and Deep Fake in Japan. Honestly, I'd probably do the air masters.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
That's
me.
exactly where I'm at.
I was like, you're gonna get more edge-to-edge power out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can always take off the high back on the Airmaster and just rock it on the Mind Expander without a high back because that heel cup sits so high and you can super surf it if you want. Like, I've done it once. It's fun.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh, I want to talk about this one because I said the same thing. So Tibby TT Riders Launch had Nidecker K on his best value bindings of 2026, all presented wearing a Union t-shirt. I hit up
Shut up.
Nidecker and I was like, yo, are you gonna let this shit slide? Like, they got a Union shirt in a K-On video for Nidecker, and he's like, his response was, I'll just beat Fawcett at the bank slalom again. And I was like, you need to have a side bet. If he loses, he's got to wear head to toe Nidecker in every video that they do the next year. Yes. He's like, ooh, I like that side bet. And I was like, yeah, get on. I mean, I understand Fawcett works with Union on step on and everything, but I saw that and my first response was, really, dude? Oh, like, one of the things that we try to do, so like when I'm talking about a boot, I try to put the brand's boards behind me, or if we're talking about the binding, it's the brand's boards there, or if like right now I've got the Megalite sitting there because I was doing some Nidecker boots this week, and you know, I've got to do Solomon boots and I don't have any Solomon boards, so I got to go dig out some relics that are just haggard, like shot to shit boards and throw them up there just because I don't have them. But it's like, you try, if you're gonna promote the brand, you gotta try to promote it. Like, you can't. That just, it made me laugh because I understand their deal with Union and stuff, and I was just like, you get it.
Yeah, 100%.
You remember when you started working for me and you showed up and I was like, you can't wear that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, all right, we're just gonna go Hawaiian shirts then from then on out, because then I don't have to think about what I'm filming. I'm like, does this shirt blend in with the board? That's the only thing I need to worry about. Is does this match the board? And I'm like, is it gonna wash it out? Okay, it does. Got another one in the backpack. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's like you. I saw that and was just laughing. I was like, oh, rookie moves, guys.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, but I get it. I mean, I think they've got some like sponsorship deal with Union too, and they're in a different realm than us. But I do find it, the irony was not lost on me there. I was like, you're promoting Nidecker while promoting Union at the same time. Jesus. Oh, it was funny. Okay, we'll take this one from Sean. Any difference between the K2 Alchemist 25 and 26, other than it being softened up a bit? Also, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, US 9.5 boots. Should I get the 160 or the 59 wide? I heard the Alchemist waist is very narrow. Hashtag click the link. You're a 9. You're fine with the regular.
Yeah, you're fine with the 60.
Wide. And it's a 60. There is differences in it though, because it's not just like it rides different because of changing the flex. Like,
yeah, it still rides great. You can still charge on it, zero problems.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, no, it's a good board. I liked that. So all right, we got a super chat here from Ayadal. How does the K2 Sky Pilot compare to the 2022 K2 Excavator? Is it an upgrade? We'll be using it for backcountry, powder trees, and carving groomers. So the Sky Pilot is like a combination of the Excavator and the Antidote. So it's more freestyle focused. But if I was going to carve and I had to choose one over the other, I'd choose the Excavator. That's my hot take.
I can see that.
If you're in the backcountry and you're like spinning stuff and buttering a lot, yeah, the Sky Pilot's going to be better for that. Trees, I'd probably edge out the Excavator just a little bit because the torsional flex is a little softer on the Sky Pilot. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see. All right, we got another phase question from Zemurgi JWT. Small size phase. My 10-year-old daughter is a 26.5 and outgrew her unions from last year. The roams come in a small, but I'd be worried that the high back would be too high.
Yes.
All right. We'll take this one from Stealther. Validate me before I buy a Ride Zero. Want a softer park board to butter jib. Also looking at a twin pig. Bleh. Kink. Maybe too soft. Artifact. World Peace. Any Rex. Lots of seemingly good options. I mean, if you like the rebound of carbon, get the Zero. If you don't and you want it soft, get the Kink. That's the difference right there between those two. And then the World Peace is on the same level as the Kink. Although I feel that the Kink is better on edge than the World Peace. The Artifact is probably closer to the Zero out of that list. So
yeah.
You got anything?
Yeah, you just got to really think. I mean, just honestly think, how soft do you want to go? Like, the Kink still holds an edge well. You rode it in POW. You had zero problems with it in knee-deep POW. So, like, it is still a solid board, and I don't think you're going to, like, just wash out on hard turns with the Kink. I think it's going to dig in better, especially if you're riding in the Midwest where you do have all of that just icy shit, because it does have that slim wall on it to really cut in. So it's up to you how soft you want to go. But I mean, if you want it to be soft, jibby, and just super buttery, go with the Kink, because it'll still turn and hold an edge well, where you can actually get to some top speeds on it. Am I right there?
No, you're right. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I own a Kink, and it's a good jib board. And like, I got it knowing that it was just camber, wood, and nothing special to it. And I just like the fact that literally the only cool piece of tech on that is the slim wall, which gives it better edge hold. Other than that, like, do I feel bad if I hit a rock? No. Do I feel bad if I like run over shit in the parking lot on the way back to the car? No, not at all. Like, that thing is designed to get thrashed. And that's what's cool. With the Zero, you get a higher end base on it. You also get an asymmetrical side cut.
Yep.
And it's got more rocker in it, because there's like, it's not really rocker in the Kink. It's like just a flat section that's like this big at the tips. So it does change how it presses, but that's it. But like you said, yeah, choose how soft you want to go. I mean, if you want something you could literally fold tip to tail, that's your Kink and World Peace right there. You want something with a little rebound, that's your Artifact and Zero. I will say this, the Zero out of everything you have listed will be the most damp, because it does have a single impact plate under each insert pack.
Yep. And honestly, out of all those, it'll be the most like all mountain as well, if you do plan on going like out of the park with it. So keep that in mind too.
So let's see. We'll take this phase question from HG. Hey guys, Blaster or Katana small phase for a woman to drive a Solomon dance hall and a passport. Worried that men's will be stiffer for a woman. I would do the Blaster in that situation, because they're not making smalls in the 32 one, are they?
Not that I know of yet.
That's what I heard too. So yeah, I would say just make sure it's not the Blaster Pro, because the Blaster Pro will have the carbon base in it. You don't want that. Same thing with the Katana Stale. That'll have the carbon in the base. So I would go with the Blaster. It's a little softer in the strap and the high back on it. And you could, I haven't played around with this, but I think you can do this. If you really wanted to, you could swap out the straps, the heel strap, and swap the buckles, and you'll lose the guide for the ladder, but you could probably put a softer strap from Rome or Bataleon onto the Blaster, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure. I've been looking at it, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could play around with that and make it work. So
I wasn't sure if it was riveted in like it is on the.
no,
it's not even on the
it
domes.
should
Okay.
be on a screw because it looked
Okay.
like it. I'm trying to remember the last time I looked at it, and I was like, I think this is on a screw. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So this guy can just go fuck himself. You go into timeout. That's just us. We'll give you 24 hours. You're asking stupid questions. I'm not in the mood. I've been dealing with just retarded questions this last week. Between the flat earth climate change deniers, the people that can't read a room and have weird parasocial relationships, I've just been like, block, block, block. You're dumb. I'm over it. All right, let's see. Okay, let's keep looking. Oh, I do like this one, though. This is just a PSA from Krakatoa. Rome is good about letting you know if your boot will fit. I reached out to them about katanas with 10.5 boots, and they got back pretty quick. There you go. You can always reach out to their customer service because they've got that little chat box that shows up on their website.
That is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming they do like what like Nidecker does, where they literally buy everybody's boot and then slide them into all of their bindings to make sure they fit. So I'm assuming Rome does the same thing and has a log.
I feel like almost any real company does that these days.
Yeah, Clue. I mean, when we talked to Jay Stone, he was like, "Oh yeah, if I want to know what's in a board, I grab one, and we have a machine that just peels it apart, and you can just see everything inside of it." And it's like, "Oh yeah, I imagine everybody's probably doing that, especially if there's a high-tech board coming out like a Megadeth. I'm sure that was the first thing they did was peel that thing apart to be like, what's going on here?"
Right. So, yeah. So, all right, take this one from the Minji Jinji. Do you have a boot breakdown of this year's Solomon Echo on the way? Solomon's fit my narrow foot well. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to film just the far shots with this. I filmed all the close-ups and like the breakdown of the liner and stuff. This did get an overhaul, so the fit is going to be different than last year's. It is. So it's they changed the fit on it. So just be aware of that. And I do go over that in that video. Like I said, I'm running a little bit behind, and I'm about to go on vacation to deal with burying my dad. Pseudo burying. Throw his ashes in the trash, whatever. Take him down. Take him down to the shelter and be like, "Here's some kitty litter."
Yeah.
We make constant jokes about what we're gonna do.
There's a lot you can do.
There is a lot you can. Well, my dad had a 3D printed femur.
Okay.
He was one of 10 people that had the surgery to have an implant prosthetic put in to replace his femur because he had bone cancer. My brother got that back from the mortician, and he's turning it into a shifter knob for his bread truck.
That's cool. That's rad.
Well, it won't fit on the 57 Chevy Bel Air that he's got because it's 3 on the tree. So he's like, that thing would stick out like over here. So he's making it into a shifter knob, and he's like, what the hell do I? He's been trying to figure out what to do. And I was like, we need to go build a mold and then just encase it in epoxy. And he's like, oh. And then I was like, then we can drill it and hook the linkage and everything to it. And he was like, oh, okay. Hook the cable and all that shit. So I think that's one of the projects we're doing while I'm in New York.
Nice. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Extra dad time.
Oh, yeah. Extra bonding time with my brother and the charred remains of my dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I found out it's legal to get taxidermied in Alaska if you're human.
Oh, really?
I think Montana too, but I have to double check on that. But I keep threatening some of my friends that I'm going to get taxidermied and leave myself to them, and then they're going to have to leave me to their children. But then I was also like, maybe I can go like buy some of the animatronics from a Chuck E. Cheese and have me made into a suit that goes over them, and I can like play the banjo and shit.
That would be
How funny
great.
would that be? You like come over, you put a quarter in, and I play a banjo, and there's my voice singing something. Probably
Or
playing
just
like
Avranisms, like Big Mouth.
Eastbound and Down by Jerry Reed.
Or we do it just like we just do it like Big Mouth Billy Bass, and we'll just have you singing that song the whole time, have you turn your head over. Yeah.
I could have a field day with that. So, yeah. I could have some fun with that. No, I gotta, it's gonna be a fun one. Actually, I was talking to my mom last night, and she's like, I think I'm gonna throw the carpets out of the house now that your dad's gone and we don't need to have carpet. I can go back to hardwood. Because my dad would fall on the hardwoods like all the time. Notorious for it. Probably why he had to have his femur replaced. But she was like, yeah, I pulled the carpets up and I realized whoever we bought the house from painted the border around the carpet or like stained the hardwood, but underneath it's not. So now I've got to pull the carpet up, sand it, and then varnish the hardwoods for my mom. And she's like, that's a really big deal. And I'm looking at that going, I could probably do that in a day or two. So I got to do that. I got to paint the front porch. I got to throw away. Keep finding paperwork from my dad from the 1970s. Like, why did you keep this? Nobody wants this.
You never know.
Yeah. So that's so yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. All right. Okay, we'll take this super chat from Michael Stacy. Hey guys, with FASE, do you think there will be a new modified version next year after they go through their first season? Well, they spent 7 years on it. I know that there is stuff with Skate Tech. I wouldn't be surprised if Yes has a FASE binding next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that either. I also wouldn't be surprised if it kind of expanded into more of each company's line and changed. So, yeah, I mean, I think honestly, it's a safe bet to say like there will be modified versions of it for sure. Like, and I think in 2 years we'll probably have different companies outside of the Nidecker umbrella getting it as well.
Yes.
So,
yes,
yeah.
I think it'll be
so.
licensed out, like for sure. All right, from Abram Morton. Is there anything new on the Bataleon Astro Eastham wrap from this year? New heel strap is all I saw. I think that's it, literally. And maybe they added carbon to the base of that one because they got rid of the atom. So that's the only thing that I could think of because the atom's gone.
Well, I thought that would be on the heel wrap, not the asymmetrical wrap.
You mean the full wrap?
Yeah, the full wrap.
Well, yeah, but I'm also like, well, theoretically, they don't say this, but I'm pretty sure the asym wrap chassis and the heel wrap chassis will work together. You just have to go drill the hole.
I don't even know if you have to drill it, do you? I thought it was just sitting there open. You got them.
Let me see. I know I've got one sitting around here somewhere. I was just playing with it the other.
It should be a big pile of shit in there.
No. Oh, well, this is the old one. So no, the old one doesn't.
Okay.
I've got Nidecker boots over here, Solomon boots over there, and I got like some ride boots over there. Like, it's just like a never-ending pot. I've got stacks of snowboards over here.
Yeah.
But on a plus side, Dave Faircloth got a hold of me. I was like, hey, do you still have my boards? And I was like, yeah. Are you coming through and do you want them? He goes, oh, no, not for like another month or two. He's like, I just need to know where they were. He's like, I'm winding down my summer season and need to know where my fleet is. He's like, thanks, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it. It's safe.
Super crazy peanut butter Dave. What are the main cultural differences between Colorado and Utah snowboarding? Fast food. So much fast food in Utah. So much fast food.
Yeah.
And soda shops.
And I mean, I think Colorado as well, like they are more about having like tech jackets, tech pants, that sort of thing. When we went to like Brighton, I noticed there were just a lot of people in sweatshirts and snow pants, and like Jay Stone was like, yeah, that's just how people dress here. And I was like, oh, okay. Like,
well,
and not the most. Go on.
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, and just like the most basic goggles that you can have, like Dan goggles and that sort of thing they work, but they're not like super expensive and have all that tech in them. Where they keep it nice and bare bones, honestly, in my opinion. But what do you got?
Well, the other thing is the proximity from the city to the mountains is like it's there, but they spend just as much time trying to like people driving up I-70 do, even though they've only got to go like 10 miles in it. But you're dealing with that. You're also dealing with the culture of a state that was founded on Mormonism versus Colorado is still very much a Wild West state to an extent. Like,
Yeah.
We're a little different out here with that and stuff. And yeah, we have a lot more mega resorts. Like that's kind of how they do everything, but their whole thing is like they also don't have the infrastructure or the parking like we do. Although
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with Breckenridge because they moved the free parking all the way down to the BBC.
Oh
It's gonna
no.
be fun watching people getting fucked in the circle of death.
Yeah. Well, that and I mean like they also in Utah they don't like it's not like the same culture as I feel like here you do get a lot of people coming here for like party boarding and that sort of thing. We're like, we're gonna get drunk and we're gonna go snowboarding. And like out there it's not really that at all. Like I didn't see it at least. Like everybody there seemed pretty straight edge compared to what we're normally seeing. Like
No, there's people that drink. It's just not on the level that it is here because you got to remember all liquor stores are run by the state out there.
yeah.
So, it's not like here where you're like, oh, plus you look at our resorts and it's like copper, open container. You can get a to-go cup from any bar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it just seems much more accepted like everywhere here, I guess, which makes sense.
yeah. All right. We got a super chat from Smeshidi. PSA, buy nothing, ride more. No, false. Buy more lift tickets, ride more. So, okay. We got this one from KM Snowboarding. Rideable Quiver equals K2 World Peace 54, Libtech Son of Birdman 65, Libtech Birdman 70, Libtech La Nina 62, Rome Mod 55, GNU Space Case 57, GNU Headspace 55, GNU Zoid 59, Libtech Lin Blue Lady 57, Libtech Speedo Deeps 59. What do I need? A board rack.
Bindings for all of those? I don't know. Nothing?
Nothing?
That's pretty sick you got a Zoid, though. Like,
dude, Zoid was fun.
That's the one with the fins on it, right? Like the metal fins that were attached to it?
Yes.
Okay. But you could take them off when you're riding groomers.
Or it's the asymmetrical Zoid. There's two.
Yeah.
Or is that the new Zoid? There's the Zoid and then the news. I don't know. They'll come out with these boards and then they're gone after a season, and then I'm like, huh? Where'd that go?
They look super cool though. I don't know.
Like
I always thought the
Steely
Zoid looked.
Where'd the Steely D go? That was a great board. You only made it 1 year. Lame. So
I actually had a lady come in with the Asim Zoid. It was like a 59 or something, and she was goofy and it was regular.
57 because it only came in one size, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was not a 57 or whatever it was. It was huge. And she's like, yeah, this thing turns like shit. I'm like, that's because you're riding it backwards. She's like, what do you mean? I ride this way. I'm like, well, this board doesn't. I'm like, sorry.
You didn't understand why your toe side turns were so aggressive?
I have had a guy do that too.
Struggling to get on that heel side, but on the toe, just.
I had a dude come in one time with the Helix that happened to, where he's like, dude, I can lay the hardest toe side turns ever, and it turns like shit on the heels. And I'm like, that's because it's set up backwards. He's like, dude, I let the guy who sold it to me set it up. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, bud. Let's get this flipped around for you, and it'll turn better both ways. Like,
oh my God. When I still worked at MSO in Silverthorne, and there was still a Sports Authority up the streets, where the REI is now. they would tell people that they weren't certified to set up snowboard bindings. And so they'd send people down, and I'd be like, yeah, I can set it up. And I'd charge them $50 because I was just pissed off. But they sent this chick down one time, and I'm looking at the bindings, and I'm like, you got to be shitting me. There's 2 rights in here. Luckily, they weren't they were old ass Solomons. Like, they were shit that I probably rode in like 02, 03. And this was, I mean, these were old. So they weren't asymmetrical. So I was just like, oh, take the straps and swap them. And like, the chick's like, what are you doing? And I was like, they sold you 2 rights. And she's like, oh, I'm going to go return them. And I was like, they're not asymmetrical. It doesn't matter. You just got to move the straps from the right to the left. That was it. But it's like, Jesus Christ. How hard is it to operate a friggin' screwdriver? Like I still want to make a video called "The Screwdriver Is Your Friend," and like, I thought it'd be funny to animate it like it's clippy, but it's a screwdriver and it's just talking shit to people.
That was my first thought. I was like, make it look like a kid's cartoon.
Yeah, just you know. Ugh. Oh my God, that shit just annoys me. All right, we got one here from Eli Clark. Hey guys, I finally went down in boot size last season, 10.5 to a 10. All my bindings are large. I've bought large since I started in 2016. Is it worth slowly changing out for mediums? Probably.
Yeah.
Like, you can get away with it. It's just you're gonna end up like you'll probably notice this if you put your boot in and you're strapped in your house and you move, you're gonna notice that you got a little play in there a little bit, and you have to crank your straps down a little more. You can. I mean, I have a set of black labels that are large, extra large, and the only thing that I notice is at the toe. If I really come down hard in the park, then like I'm like on an edge, and I push my front foot forward, it moves just a hair, and I'm like, oh. So, let's see. Let's find a good question here. I like this one from B Barker 2119. What about Burton's AI graphic?
I was laughing about this when I saw it come through. I was like, Avran's got some shit to say. Maybe.
I've got a 7-page document with all the stupid shit Burton has done since 2015. I just had to add 3 more sections to the gear thing about this because so evidently someone sent me a photo of an email, a screenshot of an email where someone asked Burton customer service if the graphic on the custom was AI, and they responded with, it is, but not all of it. We did some AI because we're playing around with it, which I was like, that's stupid. You're stealing from artists. Don't do that. Like, AI is coming for a lot of people's jobs. It's coming for ours. There's a whole chance. I can go into this in another time. I'll do that. But there is an AI snowboard review channel that is really literally being fed our videos to create their scripts. And for some reason, it's ours and a few other people's. But anyway, so it's got it because the bird has 2 tails, which is really weird. And I was like, oh, that's an AI artifact. And I was like, my friend Mick plays around with AI to come up with the worst logos for pins that he makes. He's like, yeah, I come up with horrible ones for it. And so they did this. So anyways, the guy got the email and they admitted that they're like, okay. And he's like, that's kind of shit. And then, Reddit goes off. People do this, whatever. People are sending me stuff. But then I start digging around and I realize someone reached out to Burton Europe, which has a different customer service program. And they tried to deny that it had AI. And then I think AI was answering their chat because the way it was written was so fucking bad. But at one point they were like, if you keep saying this, we'll sue you for, I think they meant libel, but they said for legal. So it was really weird anyways. And I was just like, screenshot, put it in the Burton folder. Because I have folders of topics so I can pull stuff if I ever have to. And I was just like looking at this. I was like, this is on par with that brand. Let's fire 40% of our work staff, which is probably the advertising or the graphics department, and let's just use AI. And we'll pay for Chat GPT or DeepSeek or whatever. and we'll do it. And if it looks good enough, we'll slap it on a board. So now, and personally, I think the custom has had some of the worst graphics since like 2005. So 20 years.
They've been the most boring for sure. I mean,
God,
it's
they're
been
so
the most like
fucking
standard
bland.
thing ever. You're like, okay.
The best way to describe the Burton Custom is it's a white base model Nissan Altima with stripper dust in the cup holder and a spare tire on the right front with curb rash on it. That's what it is. That's what that board is. The paint's peeling. Tiffany's late to get to the club. She's got to work her day shift before she goes back and drives the school bus because she's a school bus driving stripper mom. And that's what it is. That's what the custom is. And they're gonna charge $6.99 for it or whatever it is, or $5.99, $6.99. It's a hunk of crap. Like, I wish people would just wake up and realize Burton fucking sucks. I was having a conversation with a rep yesterday because we were talking about FASE and stuff, and then we got on the subject of Burton, and I told him, and I was like, yeah, I think you guys are gonna take business away from Step On because people are starting to have that backlash. And he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, well, you hit the point where the first gen people, the boots have failed on them, and the second gen people, the boots are starting to fail on them, and they haven't addressed the problems and rectified it. And I was like, and people are also just sick of the way it rides, so they want to come back to straps because it does. You know this because you wrote it. Step On changes how it feels at the back of the Achilles. And once you point that out to people, they're like, "Oh, I never noticed that." I was like, "It changes the power dynamic. Some people like it, but if you're old school like me, I don't like it. I can feel that on my Achilles, and it doesn't feel right." And I was like, "So people are going to want convenience and ease, and they don't mind. Like some people are going to be like, oh, I still have to bend down to strap it. You still have to bend down to fucking pull the release tab on the fucking Step On too. Like, let's be
Yeah.
real here, you know." But so there's that thing. And so I was like, we were doing it. And he's like, well, Burton's still the leader. And I was like, no, they're not. They haven't been the leader for years. I was like, Nidecker Brands, not Nidecker, the brand, Nidecker Brands, which owns Rome Battalion, Yes, Jones, now 32, Lobster. They're probably going to end up with a goggle company next. My guess is Electric. Maybe Spy, but probably Electric. And then they'll probably end up with a straight outerwear company at some point too. They're going to do it. I was like, that conglomerate of brands is realistically the industry leader. I mean, you got Supermatic, you got FASE, right? You've got Burton's former lead boot designer doing Nidecker and Battalion boots.
Mm-hmm.
You've got one of their binding engineers doing Roman Battalion and working on FASE and stuff. And they're being told that they're not being hamstrung by getting their budgets cut, or that they have to make it cheaper so that they can increase profit margins. They're just making better product, like, I mean, you look at just the regular Kita right here, the EJAC one, and you look at the price of this, and like comparatively to a Burton that looks fairly similar because they do share some design principles. I'd take this boot any day of the week. Any day.
Yeah.
Or even like this is one of their entry-level single boa boots right here, the Cascade. This is a good-looking boot. ASIM lacing, single boa, not the deepest articulation, which you don't need, not the stiffest back spine, foam sole on it, a little bit of rubber at the tip. This is good too. But yeah, the whole fucking let's make like AI graphics. Nitro, I thought it was funny, put out a post a couple months ago on Instagram with like some AI graphic stuff. And they're like, what do you think? And people were like leaving comments, and I went in and I was like, this is horrible. You guys shouldn't do this. So it's like, for a company that prides itself on being part of the snowboard community, you're now excising snowboard artists. You're excising guys like Mark Walchuk or Scope and stuff like that to go get an AI that's trained off visual images of theirs that looks like shit. Like, I see people that do AI thumbnails all the time on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that's trash. It's fucking trash. So, and it's like, you can see it. AI should be a tool that helps you with things, but it shouldn't be the end result. Like this road trip that I'm doing, I actually used AI to plan it. I asked it specifically, pretend you're a trip advisor that understands Americana and off the beaten path tourist traps. And I was like, plan a trip from here to here. So from here to my parents' house, not taking any major highways, going all byways, state roads, stuff like that. Take me through the Upper Peninsula. And then give me a list of 15 to 20 everything, and I did it and explained to me why each thing would be worth it. And then I also had it find me every tribal gas station and stuff like that. And so it gave me a list of that, and it planned the whole trip out. And like it explained to me like what the price of gas was going to be on each reservation if I go from reservation to reservation. And it explained to me like where all these things were. And I was like, that's what you should be using it for. Not as a search engine. Don't be like, what is best snowboard 2024? Be like, what is the best all mountain freestyle of 2024 as per, and then list sources, or be like, list the top 5 snowboard review YouTube channels or websites and stuff. Pull that aggregate, give me a breakdown of the pros and cons of each with links, and then you get the links and you can do it. That's what AI should be. It should be there to help you, but it shouldn't be the end result. And like you're seeing people trying to use it as the end result. So, not getting AI TC.
No, you can't make AI TC.
No.
AI Avran, that's real.
Yeah.
But TC, no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only AI from the waist down. It's all CGI. I don't even have legs. I shit in a bucket. All right. We got this question from Waco. I found an Endeavor Archetype 157 for 180 euros, slightly used. Okay for a 10.5 Burton boot. Sorry, fits me. 180 pounds, 40-ish dad with all 9 fingers. All good? Pull the trigger. Get it. That's a great price.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Okay. Let's see. Scroll down here. Find a question. I like this one from Luke Dudgeon. Do you think board technology has reached a level of not getting exponentially better, instead just fine-tuning for different tastes? Technology, yes. Materials, no. Like there's not much we can, like, all you're doing is taking what exists and then applying new materials to it. You'd agree with that, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's really nothing, if we're talking strictly boards, there's nothing that we're really changing on that. Like if we're talking bindings and boots, I think there still is.
Oh yeah.
But when it comes to the board, I mean, there have been enough mad scientists that have done the dumbest shit that I think we're not coming up with new shit like that again. So I think you're right with materials for sure. Like they're always coming out different compounds of urethane or like really anything. Like forms of carbon even coming out. We're like, okay.
Epoxy is a big one. People don't even realize that we've had, in the last 10 years, I think we've had 8 different generations of epoxy come through. And, they've changed that. The big thing is you got to build on what's come from the past, but with what's coming from the future right now in the present. So it's like, you got to try out different, because I remember when Koroyd came out in cores, and I remember before Nitro really went heavy on it, there was this little snowboard company called Why Me, and Jeff, the founder of it, was talking with this factory, and he had him press a bunch of boards with it for him. And he was actually the first. And then the following year, Nitro jumped on it with Playmaker and stuff. And, and then now you look at like Koroyd and you can see it, like Amplit's got it, Nitro's got it, Jones has it, you're seeing it in helmets and stuff like that. So you see that doing that. The other thing is manufacturing processes. If you went and did a tour of like the Never Summer factory and then flew over to Europe and went to the mothership, you'd be like, holy shit, I just went into the future when you got to Europe. And that's the thing. And like, it's like if you go to Titan in China and you look at their factory versus like, say, Mausen or something like that, like you can, manufacturing processes get refined too. Like Mervin's presses, old as shit.
I mean, now they've gotten a new one because now they can do 3D. But yeah, forever. I mean, you got
that's just old.
in it.
That's just old. Yeah, they're stamping that in. But yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you know, you refine your processes. And I was thinking about this yesterday when I was filming boot breakdowns. I was like, okay, I got to refine the process because I was spending too much time per boot because there is a cost breakdown between hours spent and then like the return on it. And so I started playing around with it yesterday and I was able to cut down that process by half yesterday. And I was like, okay, that's good. I was able to cut that down. So how do I refine that to cut it down one more time and get it to the point, like, because you've seen you know the process of how we do reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do that, and you know, there's a process and you got to refine it. And when you refine it, you make it better. And I think that's the big thing with manufacturing is you refine that process and you make it better. Some of these factories just want to be like, well, this is what's worked for 30 years. And I'm like, but you could make it better and faster and more efficient and make a better quality product. So,
yeah.
All right. From Eric Mycelusivic. What up, boys? What are your thoughts on a snowboarder only resort? I've always thought the Bird or Brighton should be Brighton, 100%. Brighton should be snowboarder, 100%. It's almost there. It's almost there.
It's as close as you could probably get.
Yeah.
But
the only place that is probably more snowboarder than skier is Big Bear, and that place is awful.
What about Baker?
Yes and no. Baker's a weird one because it's like it is a mecca for snowboarding, but like there's still ski. Baker's just Northwest. That's the best way to describe it. It's Northwest. Like it's old gear covered in duct tape, you know, 25 layers of Nick wax put on.
Yeah.
You know, so
I mean it'd be cool, but we're not that petty, I don't think. Or it's like, you know, we'll let you come, I guess. Or I'd say we make them pay a premium because they got to do more to the mountain.
They have to take a safety test.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Leashes on those little missiles.
Yep.
No, I saw the funniest quote from someone on Instagram the other day. They were like, back in the day, snowboarders were accused of being rude and discourteous to everyone on the hill, and now all it is the skiers. And they're like, the snowboarders are actually probably the nicest people on the mountain. I was like, that's factually true. I was like, I won't just go out and spray people for the sake of spraying. You got to earn that.
Yeah.
You know? But skiers, it's like full on fucking horse blinders, head down, human bullet coming through. It's my way or no way. So.
Good luck, everybody else.
Yes. All right. From YouTube user. Hey, 230 pounds. K2 excavator, power and groomer, which phase, Jones or Blaster? Thanks. You probably, if you're gonna go with the Blaster, I would go with the Pro. Get the Blaster Pro. But realistically, I would probably actually recommend the Katana Stale.
Yeah.
Over the, but you ride the Mercury, you can talk about that.
No, I'm 100% with you on that. Just because I think with 230 pounds, you're gonna want some metal in the chassis. It's just gonna support you so much better. Like. So I would say Blaster or the Katana, but Blaster Pro or the Katana Stale are going to be your best bets, honestly, just like you said. Like, you can get away with it, but I just think you're going to overpower the shit out of that Jones phase just because there's no metal in it whatsoever. That's a lot of weight and power to be holding.
Yeah. Okay. Got a super chat from Insulin801. How does the 3D shape in the Nitro dinghy feel on crust? You literally don't notice a difference in that until you're actually either in slush or pow, because then it funnels it out. It's so minute. It really only shows. Most people don't even realize that it's got 3D, because I saw some comments where people like, it doesn't have 3D. And I was like, it literally does. I made a video on it in the Explain series. Like, I took the straight and I was like, oh, yeah. Benny from Nitro was like, yeah, it's got 3D in it now. That's why we had to ride it again 2 years in a row, was because they added 3D to the nose. It's there. It's very subtle. I mean, it's kind of like the Jones where you don't really notice it till you take a true bar to it. So, yeah. All right. This super chat from our boy, my knees are cheeses for you. Looking good, boys. Hopefully, wifey won't notice the $400 charge to Blower on the credit card. Great interview, TC. Halfway through, maybe this is answered. Was he the former Burton boot tech from when their boots were actually good?
That is correct. We don't talk about it on there, but that is yes. They're still using his tech back when it was new and exciting, and now it's just still there.
20 years ago. 20 years
yeah, exactly. exactly. Yeah. Back when he designed it 20 years ago, and they're like, it works still. And you're like, no shit, it works. But yeah, he was their designer when Burton came to be in the boot market. So yeah, he crushed it for him, and he's doing great things for 9-decker now. But we do not talk any Burton in that, just because.
I mean, you can see his design aesthetic is definitely.
I mean, he does make some of the cleanest looking boots out there by far. Like, they're very simplistic, but they do have a good style to them where I'm like, you know what? These are awesome. Nice and just low profile. I mean, Burton used to be known for like their low profile boots and like how well they fit. And then
got a kid's boot. We're doing kids boot breakdowns.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, same guy. He's the man.
Yep. All right. From Tyler. Hey, is the Solomon Sleepwalker flat rocker or cam rocker? If it's camber, how much camber is it? So it's a flat camber, like so it goes like this. Outside the inserts, it comes down, flattens out, and that's kind of it. So when you load it, it acts like rocker, but that's how it is. Yeah. So it's like a broken in traditional camber. I think it's only like 3 mils or 4 mils. It's not that much. It's very, very small.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
Flexing. Let's see. Kind of out in the weeds here. I want to kind of catch up. Let's see. See. Oh, we got a super chat from our moderator, Mr. Jackoff Beat. My bad on lack of moderating. Been stressed as fuck. No, dude, you're a volunteer. You don't have to ever apologize. Might need to pre-order some FASE Kababa for retail therapy. Stolly FASE too much for the nerd relic. When ride the vibe FASE Kababa. Hashtag fuck big pharma. Honestly, dude, for you, for that board, I think you should go with the Astro.
Yeah. The Astro, not a FASE?
The Blaster. The Blaster.
Okay.
Sorry, not the Astro. The Blaster. The Blaster. My bad. So I think that, or honestly, you might even like the Jones Mercury instead. Get that unibody in there.
Mm-hmm.
I know it might seem blasphemous coming from an adjustable heel cup, but you know, if it's good enough for TC, it should be good enough for me, is what you're saying.
That's true.
So, okay. All right. And then we got B Shreddy. Enjoy a single red goon on me. Thanks, guys. No, actually, I think that pays for 1.5 at $1.99. I think that's the breakdown on that. Might even be 2 if I go for happy hour.
Now we're saving. That's one.
Might actually go down there today because I had a migraine all day and I just don't feel like cooking.
I mean, it's going to be your last time there for a couple weeks.
You know how much money I spent there.
I know. They're going to be survive. Like, oh, we're down this month. I'm like, oh, Avran hasn't come.
Yeah, exactly. All right. From IE Dance. Thank you for the Sherpa service prepayment for when you guys eventually have to drag my frozen corpse down the peak. Hashtag the questions aren't over. Yeah, so we do have a personal shopper service. I try to put a link in every video. And this man here used it. A lot of questions. Very long. Very thorough. Yeah. It was good.
That's what you pay for.
That's what you pay for, though. We got multiple tiers. You can always do the hand holder at $50 a pop. No. That's the one where I'm not as mean to people.
You're paying for courtesy.
Yeah. You're paying for me to go, fucking, okay, fine. Because I'm just over there hate typing.
And then you finish it with the smiley face and a winky face.
It's just the image of Johnny Cash flipping the camera off, just scowling. That's what you get. No. This one might be a more you question from Susie Vowles. Any decent boot fitters in the Twin Cities or Duluth?
I know Zombie. I stopped in there earlier this summer and we talked boots for like 45 minutes to an hour. And they know exactly what's up with boot fittings. Otherwise, Damages in Duluth as well. That's the other shop that I've seen that those guys do really well on it. But those are the main two that I know.
What about any ski shops that do custom boot fitting? You got anyone? Like maybe Eric's?
Eric's might. Otherwise, there's one that's owned by Vail out there in like Edina or something like that. That I know they are like full service, so they could probably also do it. But honestly, your best two bets are Damages in Duluth and then Zombie, and they'll be able to take care of you. They also have a really good selection of boots as well. So they got 5 or 6 different brands out there. So they're sitting pretty. They also have, I think they brought in the Union boots too, and those should be getting to shelves like now. Duluth normally gets them like first. Yeah, those are the two that I have at least. Like everything else is pretty much.
I've answered this question 3 weeks in a row. Riley, you cannot DIY base grind your board. You don't have the right machinery for it. No.
Or the steady hand.
Yeah. No. This is a no. I answered this 3 weeks in a row. I swear to God. No.
He never stays for the answer, so he's just going to keep asking.
I know.
I don't know, Riley. We'll see you next week. Ask again next week, and maybe the answer.
Yeah, sure. Well, you get to deal with it. I'm gone. I'm going to be driving across the Midwest.
Yeah.
I'm going to have that, because that's going to be next Thursday. I'm going to be 1,000 miles in just with that 1,000-mile stare going, I got a long way to go until I get to New York. Just,
You'll be thinking, I wonder if Riley messaged back on that.
No, I know what I'm going to be thinking. I'm going to be like, I got to call my mom and be like, yo, go up to Perky's and get me a large cheese pizza. Want it. And get me a side of fries too. Please. Thank you.
Fries at a pizza joint?
Oh, it's a deli.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a deli / pseudo grocery store type. It's a bodega, basically. Okay. It's owned by a guy that I went to school with. He's like 2 years older than me. But he always wanted to own a pizza place, and so finally got it to happen. And because the pizza place that used to be there went out, it's great. So, and he uses my favorite dough for my favorite like frozen pizza place for it. So it's great. I love it. So, something about the water in Western New York. All right, we got another phase question from Michael Stacy. Phase Stale with the Jones Howler. Thoughts on that setup? Do it.
Yeah.
Go ride. Okay. All right, let's see. Trying to find some stuff. For some. Oh, look who it is. Boy, Bernie. Is Thunder Cheeks going to puke on his dick playing golf with Creston today for his 32nd birthday like a real man?
We'll see. If it all goes to shit on the first few holes, then yeah, we're probably drinking. But, you know,
you
never know.
FYI, it is Lord Thunderous Cheeks' birthday. He survived 32 years.
Well,
which
we made it.
I started doing Angry when you were 13. Probably 13.
13. What was I doing? Nothing.
I don't know. Probably ripping around on your pit bike.
Probably on just a real bike at that point, causing mayhem. About 20 of us probably around this time. Like just absolutely destroying the town.
All right. I like this question from Tapgood. Which board to be the coolest guy on the mountain? Capita Megadeth, Jones Project X, or Burton Mystery Deep Thinker? Ride Agenda. With a set of C4s and some ride anthems.
It's BBC.
Yeah, the 203 BBC.
Or
the
the BBC.
Rocket.
Yeah.
You gotta pull the letters or the wife trademark quiver.
Mm-hmm.
The 203 BBC with so you got the 129 and the 203. The opposite ends of the spectrum. So
the big Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. So
out of those three, probably the Megadeth, honestly. No.
I mean, that's probably out of those three. Well, I don't even want. Burton doesn't count. That
unless that project,
it's a mystery deep thinker. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I mean, unless that
they're gonna
Project
tell everyone
X,
that it's rare, and every asshole that's gonna buy it to sell on eBay in 5 years is gonna get it. The Megadeth you can actually ride, and the Project X you can actually ride.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Project X would be the coolest one on the mountain if it does have the serial number of 001, because they write them on with Sharpie. So if you get that serial number, then you're definitely the coolest guy on the mountain. But like, or 100, that would be cool too. But yeah, Megadeth probably. I mean, just the way it looks, people want to stop and stare at that Stormtrooper.
Our boy Andrew Hilton. How do I get back to the mountains without murdering the whole state of Florida? Please help me. You're gonna get in your car. You're going to drive west until it says, welcome to Colorado. Then you're going to keep going, and you're never going to look back, and you're going to regret every decision of becoming a Florida man. You need to get back to Leadville, bro.
Yeah.
We missed you at Thirsty Thursday this year.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think you just got to wait. I mean, there's probably going to be another hurricane coming, and it'll just take out the state again, so it'll just give you another excuse. Be like, well, we gotta leave because everybody else is rebuilding.
Or maybe it'll pick you up and fling you over here.
Maybe. Yeah, shoot you a state over. Now you're already on your way. You've gone too far. You got to keep going.
Let's see. Let's find one. Also, Bernie wants you to come pick him up at his new place in Denver because his windshield got blasted by a rock and he bent a wheel on the R on Floyd Hill. Fuck my life, send help. I want to make Cheeks puke for his birthday. Dude, you should have got on the Mustang. It's $14 to Frisco from Union Station.
Yeah. I got plenty of cracks in my windshield.
Up in Frisco.
I have plenty of cracks in my windshield. That's not a big deal.
No, but what is it with him and I-70 in his car? It's in his wheels all the time.
Every time he drives it, he's gonna get it.
Bernie, it's time to sell the R and go back to the Tahoe.
Or put a lift kit. Put a lift kit on the R and put some big fat mud tires on it. That's not defeating the purpose of that rocket ship.
Put a plow on the front too. Rival the I-70 Camaro.
Yes.
I-70 Camaro's for sale.
Is it? How much?
I think last I saw it was $7,500.
We'd probably get him down. $5,000 cash.
I got my brother on the lookout for some weird shit. So far he's found me a Fiero Ferrari with a lift kit. And I was like, how funny would that be to pull up to Copper in the Fiero Ferrari with a lift kit and just park it right by the chairlift?
That'd be awesome. You got to park it like that one guy with the Jeep does, where he just purposely goes in the snowbank, and you just got to do that too with the lift kit because it'll pull out.
Did you see that guy got stuck last year?
No.
He drove it up like an asshole, and the snow melted, and it high centered. And he was like walking around, like, anyone got a shovel? And I was like, no, as I'm looking in the back of my car with 2 shovels. I'm like, no. What the fuck about you? know. Okay, let's see. Let's find out. Let's find another one. Let's see. Looking for something. Okay. Let's see.
Hi, Herbs. God.
Oh, the Herbster is showing up.
Oh yeah, he's like, all right, dude.
Jesus Christ. Some of these people. Okay. I like this one from Barnes. What bindings would be good for my wife? Looking at getting her a 149 Jones twin sister.
I mean, my first thing was the Union trilogies that came to my mind because those are awesome for it. It's just the women's force. So there's that. You can go with like a Jones Aura as well. That's like the women's version of the Meteorite. And then what do you got for them? I know you got...
So if you're looking for stuff on sale, you can actually pick up the Rome Guild, which is the Katana, the women's Katana, because they renamed it for this season. But you could do that. I was thinking like even like you said, you get the trilogy is a good one, or like the C6 ladies from Ride.
Okay. Yep. The CL6. Also, the drone as well is coming in a ladies if you're looking for something a little bit stiffer, but it's still nice and comfy. Which is actually what Travis is riding this year. The ladies' drone.
And I got this.
Finding them.
Yeah, his feet are so small. This is a question for you from Decon. Do you have insider info on whether the Kingpin toolless base plates will be available again this season now that now is yes? I figured you might know this because Jones would be in the same boat. So
I haven't heard of anything. So I'm not 100% sure on that, honestly.
Faircloth didn't mention anything to me either, so
I didn't know it went out. Like, I thought it was still around. Like, I didn't think that... I thought you could still buy those and throw them on, but I didn't know.
Yeah. Also, Bernie wants us to know he's never selling the R. Hit 196 in it on 9 Holla. I hit 149 out by outside Salt Lake in the Volvo, and that thing is a brick.
That thing is a full brick.
That's solid steel. That's 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I was doing it, and I was like driving, and I'm like, why is my steering feel? I was like, 149. I better slow down.
Yeah. I remember, I mean, when I first got my Jeep, I like was driving it back going 100 because there was nobody on the highway during COVID. And I was like driving and I was like, oh shit, my old Jeep never went that fast. Okay, we got to pump the brakes on it. But yeah, 196, that's too much.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know. The fastest I've ever done was 205 in an 89 Mustang 5.0 with the NOS system as we were out running the town cop. She was not stoked.
The Dukes of Hazzard songs playing
in
the stereo.
It was my senior year. It was homecoming, and we were coming down. What was it? It was 353. We were coming down 353 into town. We were only doing like 65, and it's 55 there. And she's coming up, probably doing about 70. And she blows past us, and I look out the back window, and I'm like, Garrett, she's flipping a Yui. And he goes, the fuck she is. Downshifts and just takes off, and we hit the 35-mile-an-hour zone in town, and he hit the NOS button, and we were just like, down through town. We hit the brick, because the main street's got a T in it. We hit the brick, and he just slid the whole corner and drifted it, took off. We got down to Lisa Meyer's house, this girl that I went to school with, pulled the car in behind her mom's garage, and they had this weird like bay type thing with like brush. He just drove right into the brush, threw the brush over it, and we all got out. went over onto the float that we were working for homecoming, like we were like making it out like we were doing it. Cop was looking for him. She couldn't prove that it was him.
Yeah.
Car sat there for 2 days. He still got that car too. I still see it like at his parents' house. It keeps getting moved around the yard. He blew the engine block in it.
Oh, it can't be that much to find a new one.
And his family were all race car drivers and shit.
No.
So like he grew up with an alcohol funny car in his basement.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Like always funny shit like that in there. Yeah, I remember when he blew the motor up on that because it was like a week after he ran that car into my friend Tiffany's front door. It was a little came around the corner, snapped the tree, went right up the cement stairs and hit the front of the house, got out and ran away, left the car sitting there running, then reported it stolen.
Probably wasn't wearing a seatbelt either, because back then you didn't have to.
That was the crazy thing. That's what saved him was he had the seatbelt on. It didn't even do any damage. It just like grabbed the air cowl and shit and pulled it under. Didn't really damage the car that much. But I just thought it was hilarious that he took off running back to the party he came from, where she was at, told her what happened, called the cops the next morning and said his car was stolen and got away with it. And then went back and apologized to her parents, bought him a new tree and painted the front porch and fixed everything for him. And her mom still lives in the house. It's hilarious. So what? So fucking random. But you know, whatever. We got super chat for birthday Taco Bell for the thunderous cheeks.
I almost made my girlfriend drive to Taco Bell yesterday.
Yes.
A little bit. I thought about it. It crossed my mind. A little soft shell sounded pretty good.
There you go.
Might do it today. Who knows?
There you go. You know, get some of that taco hell, right?
Yep, I gotta check and make sure it's long enough. But I think it's been 3 or 4 months since I've gotten it last.
All right. We got this one from Waco. A real question. Where is the drive coming from in the snowboard industry to redesign with small tech update while the margins are tight? Keep boards 3 to 5 years in the line and step up big with profit. I've been making the argument that boards should go into a 2-year cycle at least.
Yeah.
They should go into a 2-year graphic cycle, and then you do limited run pro models in between, so that way you can actually do an incentive base for the pros and stuff in there. I think there are companies that should be doing that. Some companies are doing it too. You like see that Amplit does 2-year cycle. Rosnell's doing a 2-year cycle. Jones has a 2-year cycle on some stuff. So
no, I mean, I 100% agree. Like, I think that they probably got that from the ski industry first off, or like even the golf industry. You look at that shit, it's all the same stuff. Like, it's just slight change here and there, a little color difference. But for the most part, I see the same thing as you do, where it's like, guys, like, we could all help ourselves here by just doing that. And it even helps like the snowboard shop out, because they don't have to discount anything. They can hold better margins, and they can actually make money to be able to support themselves instead of just being like, we didn't pay our bill this month. Hopefully they don't get pissed. Like,
well, that's something I said in the top 5 things the snowboard industry should do. And I was pointing that out. And I've had conversations with people in marketing at brands, and they're like, oh, that actually makes sense. And I was like, maybe you need to be the brand that implements this. And they're like, well, I mean, look at Karua.
But they figured it out. They don't have to. They came up with a great design, white top sheet, red base. It's perfect. But I think with like the big brands, they have a problem with it, because say Solomon decides we're going to do it. We're going to have 3 years for this graphic and nobody else does it. The whole public is just going to see that graphic as 3 years old then, and they're not doing anything while everybody else is. So if the whole like industry decided we're going to do this for 2 years, like if they just made an industry mandate, like 2-year graphic is going to be the new norm, I think that would help everything out in turn. Like, But people are going to be greedy. You're going to get companies like Big B that's not going to do it. They'll be like, oh, yeah, screw these guys. It's like, no. I think, like, if everybody said we're going to do it, it's going to work out totally fine. Nothing's going to go wrong. And it's when...
This is why I say Nidecker Brand should do it, because they own half the snowboard industry. I'm like, you are the people that should be doing this.
Yep. They could easily start the trend where other people see it, or like, I mean, other companies are going to see it. Everybody talks in the industry. Like, all the bigwigs are in group chats together and talking about shit. And it's like, do you flex on someone being like, yeah, you should see our margins now? Like, that's going to really light a fire under everybody else's ass, where it's like, wait, you don't have a problem with all this extra shit? It's like, nope, because that's going to just run for 2 more years. And we got a great deal on the material.
I was talking to Jordan from Nerd about it, because that's what he's doing, is he's running like 2 or 3 year graphics. And he's like, it's great. I put up all this upfront cost. I got everything, and I got 3 years to make it back. He's like, and he said, he's like, because of your reviews and pushing stuff, I was profitable that first year, or I broke even, or whatever it was. And he's like, now I'm not stressing, because I've proven that it works. And he goes, and I think that's what we've got to do. So
yeah, 100%. I mean, Jones does it, and they have 0 issues with selling stuff the next year. It's still going to be the same.
Think about bindings. If you did a black and a white colorway, or black or whatever other color, black for sure, and you ran it for 3 years, and then you just did limited colorways every year, first off, they could carry forward those black ones every year for 3 years. You're not.
I mean, that's what Solomon's doing with the Highlander and the hologram. That's the same binding.
Makes my life nice Burton and just run the same cartel in black for 7 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10 years,
but yeah, people that they have to mark it down, and so.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. It's whatever. But yeah, you can do that. Like, same thing with boots. You do a black and a white, and then every year you just do a one-off colorway. That way they'll be like, oh, that's the black color, that's the white color. You don't have to tell people that, hey, yeah, we've been sitting on this for 2 years, this size 14, but you got 3 years to sell it. And then if they're just like, oh, well, I was hoping for it in this color, and be like, well, we didn't order that color in, you take the safe bet, because a black boot will sell. If you don't have a color that someone wants in a boot, black will sell. Like, it's no one's going to give a shit, because you only see this, you only see this much of the boot when they're walking around.
Yeah. And when you're strapped in, you don't see shit.
Yeah, exactly. You see maybe this much section across the instep. So yeah, that's it. So
but I don't know. Actually, the more we talk about it, the more I think about it. I'm like, some companies have done that. Like the Ride Fuse, from last year to this year, it's the same black and white boot. Like, I don't think that's changed at all. So it's like, some companies are doing it. I wish it would spread to the boards, though, because that's really where they're getting killed in margins. Yeah. And like you said, bindings, they don't change that much. There might be a tweak here and there, but you can just wait and do that tweak 2 years out, and boom, now you got a brand new binding. So hopefully we see it more with hard goods. We need to.
Yeah, let's see. I like this one from Caden. Speaking of 3D, is the 3D in Jones, while hard to see, making a noticeable difference in the ride? The biggest area you notice it, or at least I do, is cat tracks. You go further because you don't have that drag at the contact point. You ride more Jones stuff than I do, so.
Yeah, I mean, the one I ride also has a more aggressive 3D in it. So when I first got on it, I definitely noticed it on my Stratos that when I'm like going to roll, I can actually feel it like roll and engage the edge, as opposed to some other ones where some other 3Ds, like in Bataleon, if it's that super aggressive one, it feels like you'll be riding and all of a sudden it just wants to like kick over on you. Where the Jones one's mellow enough where it just kind of feels like there's a ball underneath you and you can just like kind of turn whenever you want. But like you said, it definitely helps on cat tracks. And then I notice it a lot. I notice it more when I'm in fresh powder as well. Like it just naturally wants to just pop up out of it. And then it turns a little bit better in powder, in my opinion. But as for like being able to turn on edge and stuff, it's not like that crazy. It takes a little bit to get the feel for it. But once you do, you can still lay just as hard of an edge. Like I think as a whole, the Jones line carves better than any other line out there. Like that's just my opinion, but that's what I think. Like they do hold their edge really well, even in their beginner boards.
Well, that's like the new stuff. That new Frontier really, that thing blew me away with how good it was this year. I was like, damn.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Like this one from Gremlin666. Heard the new Ride Shadowband might have some AI art to it. Got a 6-fingered skeleton. It might, or it could be an homage to those gloves that Shane Flood used to have with the 6-finger.
Well, I did hear that Banks was using it to finish stuff, but not like straight up AI. He's not using, because they're still paying Banks to do their whole line and everything. So from my understanding of it is if he was using it, it was just to like do some touch up shit. But I believe he did all of the painting or all of the actual art himself and then used it to touch up, is what I was told on it. Because I did hear that earlier and I was like, oh. And I had to ask a couple people and like, yeah, he did. He used it to touch it up and clean it up for the boards and everything. So pretty much just like everybody uses when you're in like all of those design softwares, that's the kind of AI he used, not like Chat GPT to get his shit. If he did, that'd be wild. That would be the laziest fucking thing ever because he's getting paid really well to do their whole line.
Let's check out on the poll. Have you pre-ordered your FASE bindings? 208 votes. 10% of you said yes. 68% said no. 18% of you are trying to figure out what FASE is, and 3% of you bought one of each. Ooh, I love you people.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll close that one out and follow that up with this question from Steven Snow Grandpa. Are you going to add some FASE bindings to the wheel? Black Friday. I've got to double check, but I believe we will have a set of phases or two to give away for Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Oh yeah, we got to give a shout out for this one from Preston Pintus. Going to the Milo Pro Sale on Saturday, trying to find a K2 Commonwealth Super Stoke. Look for Jay Stone. He's probably got one if he's there. But yeah, the Milo Pro Sale this weekend, Milo Sport, Salt Lake City. Get down there, get there early, get some deals, slap some high fives with some pros. It's a great kickoff in the fall. Shout out to Milo for being just an anchor of snowboard retail. So
I'm pretty sure they'll have a brand new one in the wrapper there you can buy full pop, but
that too.
Yeah, maybe Gabe will have one sitting around, or if Gabe goes, and he'll have his old one that you could buy.
Yeah. No, I'm convinced Jay Stone's just down there selling samples. It's like, well, it's got a Commonwealth graphic, but it's actually this. And don't worry, even though it says 162 on it, it's really a 57. That was just the graphic I had laying around when I pressed it. You know, no, I don't know if he's going to be there selling them, but you know, I'd go to it, dude. Support that. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, what do you think? You want to do a few more? Or you want to get out of here?
Yeah, let's do one more. I do have to piss, but I see a good one.
All right.
Yeah, that one. That's a good one.
From Rishi Singh. Lots of companies have several boards in their lineup with too much overlap. Any companies you wish would add something to their lineup? What would it be? I wish more companies would add less to their lineup. It'd make my job easier.
Yeah. No, I mean, to add to the lineup, I don't know what we would want. Like, honestly, trying to think of one company that needs something, but what would it be? You know what? Actually, I think Capita needs more of a like something to fit in between their Navigator and their Black Snowboard to Death. Because yeah, they have the Navigator, but then they don't really have another good POW board. A lot of directional twins, some boards with a little bit of taper, but nothing like with a lot of taper and that's stiffer, like in my opinion at least. Am I wrong there? Like that's what I think
No,
is a better
that's
pow
literally
board.
one of the few companies that there's that. And I think Rome needs to have a more directional board in their lineup too. Because you pretty much go like Agent Pro, Freaker, Rene, Ravine Pro. You need something they need something more just like with taper and shit in there. So that's what I would do.
And Nick, to answer your question, not the Kazu. That is not what I'm thinking of for a pow board.
No, the Kazu is just a big mountain Mercury at this point. Great board.
Yeah. But yeah, or even a volume shifted really on their end, because I'm not going to call the spring break that they have like a capita volume shifted by any means. Like, but I think there needs to be something like that in their line possibly. But yeah, that's the one that's stuck out to me was capita.
Yeah, I think, but by and large, actually, everyone should just cut their lines down. Like I had this conversation with Tom from Nidecker. I was like, "You got too much overlap. Everyone's got too much overlap for the most part." You're like, "Jesus friggin' Christ, cut it down."
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it with Nidecker, talked about it with like the new Howler coming out, where like that's going to cannibalize like some boards from Jones.
Yep.
I mean, K2 is also getting to that point where you're like, okay, guys, now it's time to start slimming, because I get it. Like the Commonwealth is a great board. It does have its place in there, but it's like, all right, we're getting bloated. When you look at that catalog, there's boards on there that we forget about. Like I always think like, I'm like, oh yeah, that Manifest, that's a sweet board. And I'm like, holy shit, I haven't seen one in forever. Like, I don't know the last time I've seen
After Black.
Manifest
What's the last
in the
time you
wild.
saw it After Black?
That's another thing. I don't really see them. Like, because you got an After Black, you got a medium. I don't know if you need both. And a Hypnotist. So there's 3 right there that are all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
So same with the Aviator and like the Mountain Twin Pro. Don't know if you need both if they pretty much have the same guts to them now. They both have Koroyd, both have carbon.
Yeah.
What do we do?
No, you're right. Like about the Aviator and the Howler. The Howler is going to cannibalize the Aviator. Aviator is great. Like I wrote it. I was like, oh, this is really good. But if I had to choose one or the other, it's going to be Howler every time.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's where I'm at. But all right, we're going to get out of here. TC's got to go tee off. It's his birthday.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the happy birthday wishes. Appreciate it.
Yep. Remember, next week, it's the TC show. I'm on the road for 2 weeks, so you're not going to see me. Saturday sales are going on. I've got those those will be scheduled to post. So every Saturday we're posting up sales. It's Labor Day weekend. Go support your local snowboard shop if you can. If you're around Summit County, swing into Base Mountain Sports. They are doing a deal. Or I got links in the description for their website too, and you can use the code Angry Snowboarder, get an additional 10% off. That's new and sales stuff, I believe, right?
Yep.
So
you can stack those discounts.
Yeah, so you can stack that in there. If you are going to get phase bindings, there's links in the description for Blower and Evo. So make sure you swoop those up before they sell out.
And if you're over in Europe, we do have one for sideways.eu as well, where you can pick up Bataleons. They're already in store, so you can order those as well.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to get out of here. You guys won't see me for a couple weeks, but we'll do a triumphant return around September 18th, which will be the 3rd Thursday of the month, which means the wheel will return. So thanks again, guys. We'll catch you next week, or TC will at least.
Yeah.